Hey everybody, welcome back to another Kings of War battle report. Today we're going to do another Clash of Kings 2019. I'm back with Brandon, and this time I'll be playing my Undead, and Brandon will be taking his Twilight kin. And we rolled up Occupy. So we're gonna roll for table sides. We're gonna set up the objectives, and we're gonna deploy, and then we'll be back to play some 2250 points of Clash of Kings 2019 Occupy. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, so we're back with deployment. So I'll show you the layout of the battlefield here first. So we play Occupy. So we've got the blue tokens there. They are the secondary objectives. And then we'll go in for the primaries here. So we've got one primary objective right in underneath these this troop of ghouls. And then we've got a secondary up here. We have a secondary kind of on this central hill here, and we have another secondary right in on that flanking hill. We've got the other primary objective way back there, and for the train, we've got height four blocking buildings. We've got the two obstacles down here in the corner. We've got two height 6 woods. We've got two height 2 hills, which are those green templates there, and then we've got that one piece of flat difficult terrain there. All right, so we'll start with your army here. So what do we got for the Twilight kin there, Brandon?
Okay, so we have crosswomen. They're naked. Dark Knights, naked as well. More crosswomen, still nothing on them. We have a sorceress. She has Bane Chant. Gargoyles, nothing on them. Reaper Guard, again, naked. Spearman with the elite skill due to
Blessing of the Gods.
Blessing of the Gods.
Yep.
A naked Banner Bearer. Another Reaper Guard, also naked. I like nudist elves. We have our Dragon Lord. He has 7 lightning due to having Scale Maw's amulet. I believe that's what it's called. Yep. We have the 2 Hydras in formation, and then we have our winged Archfiend of the Abyss. She has Drain Life and Heart-Seeking Chant. I'm going to see how that works.
All right. So over here for the Undead, we've got a troop of ghouls. We have another troop of ghouls. We've got one regiment of Revenant Knights. We've got a troop of Wraiths. We've got the new Revenant on the Great Burrowing Worm. And he's got the Breath Attack 10 and Vicious. And he's also got the Banner of the Griffin. Then we've got the horde of revenants, and they've got the Brewer's Strength and the Giant Rats, so they're Life Leech 2. Back down here, we've got the Necromancer on foot, and he's just got Surge 8 and Bane Chant 2. We've got the Lich King, and he's got Surge 12, Heal 6, the Shroud of the Saint. So that is the Lich Priest, or the Lich King, I should say. Then we've got the horde of Wights, and they've got Brew Sharpness. Then we have yet another troop of ghouls. Then over here, we've got the Vampire on the Elder Dragon, and he's got Blessing of the Gods for Elite as well. And I've got a troop of Revenant Cavalry, followed by the last regiment of Revenant Cavalry, and they've got the Orcish Skull Pole. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we'll do the roll for first turn here. There's a roll near that center hill there, Brandon. So 2 and 5. All right, so it looks like Undead's probably going to be going first. So we'll be back after turn 1 movement. All right, so we're back with top of 1 movement. So we've got some ghouls here that just moved up a little bit over the obstacle. We've got the Regiment of Knights, the Revenant Knights that moved up. We've got the race that moved up and angled themselves a little bit, the same with the Revenant on the Worm. We've got the Revenants in the center here. They just continue moving up the middle, along with the Necromancer and and the Lich King. We've got the Whites and the Ghouls that just move up through difficult terrain here. We've got some Knights that have moved up to kind of threaten the objectives over here and to kind of stay behind the hill a little bit. And then we've got the Vampire Lord here. He's nicely hidden from line of sight from both the Dragon and the Archfiend in this one little spot here. So I like where he's at. So there's not really going to be much in the way of shooting. There might be some surges, and then we'll come back for Twilightkin turn 1. All right, Undead turn 1 shooting. All that happened was we just surged up the Revenants here. We got 3 inches from the Necromancer there. He just moved the Revenants up a little bit. They're just still a little bit behind the hill, but that's all we did. So there was no breath attack, nothing like that. That was in range. So we're going to be moving on to Twilightkin turn 1. All right, so we're back with Twilightkin turn 1 movement. So we got the Archfiend just moving over here in the woods. We've got the 2 Hydras moving up in the woods. We've got the Vampire, sorry, not the Vampire, the
Dragon Lord.
The Black Dragon, that's what I'm trying to find there. The Black Dragon Lord, he's moving up into the woods there as well. We've got that big chunk of infantry also kind of moving up, just keeping their distance from the Revenants. And then over here, we've got the crossbows, and the Knights have just kind of repositioned themselves ever so slightly. Okay, so that is basically what we've got for movement, so we'll be back after shooting. Turn 1, Twilightkin shooting. So we've got the Dragon, zapped the Lightning Bolt 7 down into the Lich King and put 3 damage on him. And then with the combined shooting over here, the Sorceress actually was able to land a Bane Chant on that one unit of archers over there, with that little token beside it. That's to denote Bane Chant. But then they only got 1 hit and failed to do any damage. So that was... Out
of 20, I managed 4 hits.
So yeah. And then the other unit of archers shot in their shots, and they put 1 point of damage on the Knights. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some checks. You don't have to do anything for the Knights because they're Fearless 17. So looking for an 11 or a 12 to waver the Lich. And that is not an 11 or a 12. All right. So we will be back with the Undead turn 2. All right. Top of 2 for the Undead. So over here, we've decided to charge the troop into the Archfiend just to try and ground her. And then we brought up these other Knights here to support for later. We moved up the Whites and the Ghouls right up here, just to kind of be in a good midfield presence for later. We flew the Dragon way back behind here, and then we pivoted him to kind of look into the main scrum here. We moved up actually the Revenants stayed put. They didn't really go anywhere. We moved the Necromancer into the woods, moved the Great Worm here, just to be inside breath range of that unit of Reaper Guard. We moved back the Lich King, and he regenerated 1 wound, so he just made sure he was outside of any charge distance for the Dragon. Then over here, we charged in with the Wraiths into the Knights, just trying to keep them held up long enough to maybe bring in some more support here. And then we moved up the Ghouls and the Knights. And yeah, so we're going to go into shooting, and then we'll be back after that. All right, Undead Shooting. All we had was we just had the Great Worm did his breath attack into the Reaper Guard and put 4 damage on them. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll the route check here. That will not do it. That is a Snake Eyes. So...
It's in bravery. Forward.
They're good to go. So we'll just do the combats, and then we'll be back. We're on to combats. So the Revenant Knights troop charged in, hindered, and managed to put 1 point of damage on that Archfiend, so we did manage to get that ground. And then over here, the Wraiths put 2 points of damage on the Knights, so we've got them disordered as well, and hopefully we can hold them up for a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll the nerve checks. So we'll go for the Archfiend here first. And that is not a 12. And then over here, looking for the same thing to waver. It's a 12. And that's not a 12, that's a 9. So 11, they're good to go. Okay. So we'll be back after Twilightkin turn 2. Okay, Twilight King movement. And it is kicking off. So we've got we have the counter charge from the Dark Knights into the Wraiths, and we've got the Gargoyles that are going to be flanking those same Wraiths. We got the Reaper Guard charging into the Revenant on the Burrowing Worm, the Great Burrowing Worm. We got some repositioning over here just to keep the Vampire Dragon in their front. Down here, we've got a combined charge into these Ghouls. So we got the Reaper Guard and one Hydra going into the Ghouls.
Take the Ghoulies.
Up there, we have the Archfiend and the Hydra going into those troop of Revenant Cav. And then down here, because I didn't check arcs, we got that dragon that came into those knights. So let that be a lesson to you kids. Always check your arcs. All right, so we're going to do shooting, and then we'll be back after that. Turn 2 shooting for Twilightkin. So we had both units, actually we had one unit of the crossbows come into the knights. They did no damage. We had this other unit of crossbows put 2 points of damage on that troop of ghouls.
So,
and we failed a Bane Chant there from the Priestess onto the Reaper Guard. So we're just going to go into their nerve check there. So looking for a 6 to waver, or 6. That'll waver them. You jerks. All right. So they're going to be wavered. Let's throw that down there. And okay, so we'll be back after combats. Back for the combats for turn 2 Twilightkin. So we got the Black Dragon here. He put 8 points of damage on that unit of knights, and they are outside of any inspiring. So looking for a 9 to get them. And, that is a 10. That'll get them up here on the troop. So somehow there was only 3 points of damage inflicted there. So they're Fearless 14, so looking for an 11 to get them. A 10. Okay, so they're okay. Down here, 9 points of damage were put onto those ghouls, so snakes. That'll get them. They're not inspired anywhere, so that'll be them. Down here, he's Fearless, so he's just fine. Up there was only 2 points of damage put on the Wraiths, so looking for a 10. That'll get rid of them.
Well, 3 of the rolls have been 10 so far. 2 of the 3 rolls have been 10 so far. Oh, 9.
9. All right, so the Wraiths are still there. All right, so we're still kicking. We're good. All right, so we'll get these casualties removed, and we'll be back with movement for turn 3 Undead. With Undead movement turn 3. So we countercharged in over here into the Archfiend. Again, just trying to get her grounded there. Found out here that after much deliberation, that if these whites don't get that Hydra, they're going to be flank charged by the dragon. So we're going to hope for a favorable combat there with the whites into the Hydra. So we're going for that. We got a flank charge in here with the Revenants into the side of the Reaper Guard. We decided to hope that the Revenants do their job, and rather than charge into the Spearmen with the Dragon, we decided just to dance around them a little bit. Because if I charged the Spearmen, then I would be just in range after I back up for this Dragon to rear charge my Dragon after I finish the combat with the Spears. So we didn't really want to take that option, so we just decided to dance around for a bit. We sent the Worm back into those Reaper Guard. We moved this Necromancer up here to try to get a Bane Chant onto those Revenants. And then up here, we flank charged the Gargoyles with the Knights, and then we sent the Wraiths back into the Dark Knights. So we'll be back after any shooting and surges and whatnot. We're back for Undead, turn 3 shooting. So we had the Dragon. He decided to breathe on the Sorceress and put 4 points of damage on her. And then we put a Bane Chant in to those Revenants. So we're going to do the combats, and then we will be back. So we're back after combats. So this troop of Knights jumped up, did 1 point of damage to that Archfiend. So we're looking for snakes to waver that. Or sorry, not snakes waver that. Boxcars to waver that. That's not going to be boxcars. Down here, I'll do the one with the Revenants first. Why not? They did, what, 23 points of damage or something to those?
I put 18. That's as far as
that's as far as they can go. So looking for snakes there. Oh, almost. And we'll reposition them after. Down here, we did 9 points of damage to that Hydra. So with Brutal, that puts him up to a 10. So looking for a 6 to get rid of that Hydra.
Well, another 3. Another 3.
And there's an 8. So that'll get rid of him.
Yep. I wish you had done that
the other way around. Yeah. So we got them. Where else are we at here? Oh, you know what we didn't do? Did we not do the nerve check for the breath attack there on the sorceress? I don't think we did we? No, we'll do that right now then.
So 8.
Nope. 6. Does that waiver her?
No.
10?
Wait,
is she 10, 12?
Let me check. That might waiver.
We'll check and figure that out in a minute. Down here, we had...
Yes, it does. 10.
10, so that'll waiver her?
Yep.
All right, here's waiver token for her. Over here, what do we do to this guy here? We did, we got 10 points of damage. All right, because we did breathe on them once upon a time.
Yep.
So 10 points of damage. He's got brutal. So
I think he needs 6.
So probably looking for a 5. 9 will do it though.
No, you were looking for a 6 because I have 17, I think, but you got him anyway.
Oh, okay, good enough. Whoop. Turn me back over there. So it'll get them. The harpies or the gargoyles. They're on snakes from the knights, and that's a 4. So that'll get them.
Yep.
And then the Dark Knights up there, they're on 6 points of damage. You did 4 more with the Wraiths, so they're probably, what, 15, 17?
Something like that. Oh, yes, the Hydra's 17 as well. That's still you old enough.
Oh, the Hydra's 17, okay.
Yeah. He still rolled high. I think he rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took 9 damage. So that's exactly enough, in fact. Now, Reaper Guard is... Oh, sorry, Reaper Guard is 17. Dark Knights must be 16, I guess. So.
They're 14, 16?
Yeah, so 10.
Okay, so looking for a 10. 10. That'll do it. All right, so we'll get that everything repositioned and stuff, and then we'll be back for Twilight Kin turn 3. Twilight Kin after movement. So we've got the Archfiend countercharge back into that troop of Revenant Knights. We had the Hydra fly out of the woods here and smash into the front of the Wraiths. After much deliberation, the dragon decided to go into the front of the Revenants, alongside with the spears in the flank. We didn't think that the spears on their own would do it on their own, where those Revenants are fresh. So we got the dragon coming in there as well, and hopefully that'll be enough to swing it that way. We have the mage and the battle standard bearer just plop themselves there behind that building. We had both units of crossbows come into those wraiths, so they had one into the rear and one into the front. So there'll be a lot of crossbow guys swinging into wraiths over there. So we'll see how that goes. So don't think we've got anything in the way of shooting. I think everything that can shoot's in combat, so we'll be back after combat. Kin turn 3 combat. So hilarity ensued. 40 attacks from the crossbows and not a single point of damage on the wraiths. So yeah, somebody do the math and tell me what that probability is. Over here, with the 60 attacks from the spears in the flank and the 10 from the dragon in the front, there was 17 points of damage done to the Revenants. And then over here, the Archfiend managed to put 3 more points of damage on the troop. So where would you like to go first?
We forgot to do the Hydra versus the...
Oh yeah, we didn't do the Hydra. Let's just roll the Hydra now.
5 attacks.
On 4s.
2 hits.
And then on 3s.
2 wounds.
2 damage, okay. So there's 2 damage on the whites. All right, so they're going to be fine. They can't be hurt. They're fearless.
Yeah.
So up here, they're fearless 14s. She's got brutal, you said, right?
Yep.
So they're at 6, so looking for an 8.
8.
8, there it is. There's that troop. They're gone. Down here, looking for a 7. They're fearless 24.
Go. Nope.
2, and I don't know what the other dice
3.
is. Oh, 3. Okay, so they're all right. And then up there was no damage. So, okay. So we're going to be, we'll remove that stuff, and we'll get our things angled around where they want them, and then we'll be back for Undead turn 4. For top of 4 for Undead turn 4. So we got all kinds of charges over here. So we got the ghouls charge the flank of those crossbows. The wraiths charge the front. We got the knights that charge the flank of that other unit of crossbows over there. We had the great undead worm. It charged the flank of the spearmen. We had the revenants. They went back into the dragon. And the vampire on the dragon charged into the flank of that dragon as well. We had the lich just move up over here. Didn't make any of his regens. And then we put the whites back into that Hydra. And we just moved up the one necromancer there, ready to bane chant the revenants. Okay, so this is what we're looking like here now at the top of 4. So there's some objectives that are unclaimed at the moment, but there are still turns left for either side to hop on those objectives. So we're going to get into the shooting and then the combats, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got the healing from the Lich Priest, or from the Lich King, I should say. Only 2 points, heal 9, only got 2 from the Revenants. So we healed them up, and then we got the Bane Chant from the Necromancer into the Revenants as well. So we'll roll up those combats, and then we'll be back. Okay, so there were some big results here in the combats. So we'll start over on this side here. So we did, well, enough damage to put those archers onto Snake Eyes. I think we did 16 damage with the Knights into the archers. See if their boss pole still holds up. Yep, they still got their brutal. So either way, it's still snakes. Yep, we got them.
Roll it again, because I have the pole right here.
You have your banner hiding back there?
Yep.
We got them with a 10.
Yep.
Then over there we put, what is that, 11 damage on those guys?
Yep.
So they're not quite at snakes. Probably need a 5 to get them, that's my guess. There's an 8.
Yeah.
So that'll get them.
They don't have a 19.
Up here we did 10 damage.
10 damage.
So boxcars to waver. Nope. Up here on the dragon, so he's going to be at Snake Eyes.
Yeah, he is Snake Eyes.
So snakes twice. Once with a 5. Twice.
Yep.
So we got him. And then down here on the Hydra. So we did, what did we do? 8 damage to him. So 9 with brutal. And you said he was 17? Yes. He's 15, 17?
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 with brutal, so we're looking for an 8.
Yep.
5, and one of those bounced into the house, so 7, so he's wavered. Okay, and we'll do stuff and things. We'll move everybody around, and we'll be back with Twilight Kin turn 4. In turn 4 movement. So we had those couple of characters that were hiding behind the building over there. They've kind of scooted over to support this big old scrum in the middle. Because the 75 by 75 base was sticking out just a little bit, those spearmen were able to flank the side of the dragon. It is a hindered charge though after they've centered everything up, so they are going to be hindered going through the woods. The Archfiend decided to fly into the Revenants, so they're in there, and the Hydra was still wavered, so it couldn't come back in, and it didn't manage to regenerate anything, so it still got all 8 of its damage on it there. Okay, so we're going to do any shooting that happens, and then we'll be back for combats. Actually, you know what? What do you got for shooting? You just have the Bane Chant?
Bane Chant.
Yeah, may as well just throw the Bane Chant out, and then we'll be back with combats. Bane Chant, nope. No Bane Chant. Okay, so we'll be back with combat. Twilight Kin, bottom of 4. So we had the Spearman come into the flank of the dragon and only managed to do 4 points of damage. So that was definitely below odds there. But then the Archfiend came in and hit with all 9 attacks and damaged with all 9 attacks. So those Revenants are looking at Snake Eyes. So wherever you want to go first, it'd be boxcars to waver the dragon.
Okay, so dragon first.
Yep. Oh, halfway there. And then on to the Revenant. Snake Eyes twice. Once. And twice. That'll get them. So that's the end of the Revenants. So we'll do our reforming and everything, and then we will be back with top of Undead turn 5. 5 Undead. So we've just started moving everybody up towards some objectives. So we've got these guys all converging back here on this objective. We've got the Necromancer moving up on the hill. He's going to toss a Bane Chant down into those Wraiths. We've got the Lich King. Lich King's just going to hang tight and is just going to heal the Dragon Lord there, the Vampire Lord. We've got the Whites, and they went back into the Hydra. We took the Burrow, the big worm there, the Revenant on the Great Burrowing Worm. He's faced backwards, that's just so he'll fit, but he's got a front charge into that, into the Archfiend, and then the Dragon just countercharged into the Spears. So we'll do the heals and the Bane Chants and stuff, and then we'll be back for combat. After the combats here, we got the Hydra up to Snake Eyes. We got 6 points of damage into the Archfiend. From the Burrowing Worm there, and we got what was that? 9 points of damage.
Yeah,
from the dragon onto the Spearman.
Yep.
And then we put what was that?
5.
5 points more damage onto the Sorceress. So we'll start there with the Sorceress.
So you need 3.
A 3. That'll get her twice because she's beside a banner guy, and that's a 10. So that'll get her. All right.
And these guys.
The spears. Well, next we'll go. We'll just do the inspiring one here first.
Sure, but he's next to them anyway. So
oh yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, I guess you do have the banner guy there first, so it's irrelevant. So spearman. 7, so that'll get them once.
Yep.
And then, so they're at what, 19?
Yeah.
So I need what, like a 4? There's a 4.
Okay. And her.
And her, she's at 8. And what is her nerve?
17, I believe.
Okay.
I'll double check.
So I need a lot. But I do have brutal, so I have a 6, 7. So 7 plus an 8.
15 is not going to be enough.
Is 15. Is that going to be enough to waiver her, though?
Maybe.
Because I'll take a waiver. She's got Fury, I'm pretty sure, but I will still take a waiver.
16, 18.
Oh. 16, 18.
And she does have Fury.
Yeah. And then down here with the Hydra.
Yeah.
So snakes twice. Once. Twice.
Yeah, that's going to be the game. I have no way of coming back at this point.
Heal their wounds.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment there. All right, so there you have it. 2250 of Occupy, Twilight Kin against Undead. Yeah, it ended up being a little more one-sided than I was anticipating it being.
Just a little. I mean, losing 5 units in one turn to that and being able to deal basically no damage back was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, we both really didn't play our best games this game. I mean, the first 2 rounds of combat, I don't think we had anybody inspired.
Yeah, that's true. No was inspiring range, and we were and I gave up. I think every unit I had in the game, I gave up a flank to at least once. And you guys didn't see the dice. Holy God!
Yeah, there were a lot of times where there was a lot of dice thrown and no damage being done, or 1 or 2 wounds or something.
Yeah,
it was
or the Archfiend.
It was a shit show.
Or the Archfiend, except for the last swing, the Archfiend only dealt 3 damage at any given turn.
Yeah, yeah. It was not the Twilight Kin's best outing. We'll just leave it at that.
They came onto the field a little drunk.
But yeah, anyway, that's the game there. You can see there we got a new mat. So I just got a new mat in. It's actually from Hot Dice Miniatures. They're out of Canada. So if any of you guys are from Canada, you should definitely check them out. Their mats are pretty much what you'd expect for the prices, but you don't have to worry about paying any duty or anything like that. So it's a real good opportunity to support a Canadian company, and they make fantastic mats. They're also double-sided. So when you see my next battle report, you'll get to see the opposite side of this map. Yeah, anyway, you should definitely check them out because they're great.
And we're not sponsored to say that.
No. This is just me. I really like this map. So
although if they want to sponsor us,
yeah. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully you liked it. If you like it, definitely like, subscribe, leave comment, do what you do, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Make fun of me. I see it coming.